Hello everyone, this is RadioActive today, and today I'm doing another vlog about the PS4 Spider-Man game and that it might be developed by Sucker Punch. I did go over it in my last video, but I want to talk more about Sucker Punch being a possible developer for Spider-Man. Now, on my last video, I mentioned the outline clothing for compelling characters that Sucker Punch posted on their website resume. Apparently, my excitement just got the best of me, and that the line was really calling out anyone who's good at designing fashion clothes for their characters. It is still a possibility that they are talking about Spider-Man, and they need help designing his costume. Anyways, I want to talk about what can Sucker Punch bring to the Spider-Man game. In my new video, what if Sucker Punch made the next Spider-Man game? Before we get into that, let's talk about the team a little. Sucker Punch is a very well-known team for creating two major franchises, Infamous and Sly Cooper. Both games are critically acclaimed and loved by the fans for their storytelling, gameplay, and creating interesting characters. Now, Sucker Punch is more well-known for their exclusive PlayStation title, Infamous. Infamous is a game where you can run around an open world, play with your powers, and making decisions that will alter the game's event and story. Keep that all in mind and think about what they can do with the Spider-Man license. What changes would be made? What new gameplay features would be there? What would the story be like? These are the questions that come in mind when I think of Sucker Punch developing a new Spider-Man game. Let's talk about the story first, then go into the gameplay and what changes would they make. Sucker Punch is well known for their storytelling, and especially the Infamous franchise. So I imagine this story going three ways. A, they come up with their own original story. B, they use a comic book story but make some changes like Marvel did with Civil War. Or C, the worst case scenario, they go with the movie story. Now, don't get me wrong, but let's face it, games based on a movie's plot usually sucks. Spider-Man 1, 2, and The Amazing Spider-Man wasn't too bad, but they weren't known for their story. I can imagine Sucker Punch going more towards the original story and having more of a Infamous tone, you know, it's dark, but at the same time it's very humorous. At the same time, you have decisions that will alter the game's events and story and how Peter Parker / Spider-Man interacts with his friends. Now, I won't imagine be like Infamous where you can decide if you want to kill someone or not. Probably more like if you were go take care of a crime first, then go to school and see how that plays out. If they do go with that, it would probably be called the Hero or Menace system, like in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. But much better. Being a menace, we'll have the Daily Bugle talk crap about you while you swing past the TVs, and the citizens will maybe throw rocks and call you out. While being a hero, people will love you more, and Daily Bugle might praise you. Maybe, that's possible, right? Right? Well, I hope they go with the original story, so that we can see new villains and see how Sucker Punch handle the Spider-Man mythos. Now, the combat is something I'm really curious about. Will they go for the standard combat of light and heavy combos, but adding the whole manually aiming your web shots like in the Infamous games? Like hold L1 to focus your shot and pressing R1 to shoot, or shoot blindly by pressing R1? Now, I do imagine the webbing being limited like in Infamous, where you must recharge your energy in order to use your powers. This would be a really good idea because this will give players to strategize when to use the webbing and mixing the parkour with the web slinging instead of just web slinging everywhere and wasting it. So when you get to some bad guys, you're out of webbing and you can't web them up. Speaking of web slinging, Sucker Punch probably can fully deliver on it. Webs have to attach to buildings, there's momentum, and probably some tricks that you can do in midair. Finally, let's talk about the open world itself. Now, of course, the game must look great. It's a next-gen console game. There should be no excuse why the game looks like an early PS3 game. The Infamous game's open world always did feel alive and big at the same time. There was plenty of fun side missions and collectibles. Side missions most likely to be car chases, stopping a robbery, purse snatchers, and hell, maybe even delivering pizza to people as your job to get money. Special side missions with their own story might happen. Infamous games kind of had that, but not really. As you progress through the game, the special side missions, you gain more territory, driving out criminals like in the Infamous games. If Sucker Punch delivers on most of these, then it would be the best Spider-Man game out there. Well, those are just my thoughts and what we could see if Sucker Punch does make the next Spider-Man game. Now, before I leave, I want to leave one more what-if question. And you guys comment on the idea down below. What if Sucker Punch reimagined Spider-Man and put him in the infamous world? Well, that's all I have today. See ya!